TJ Cates coming up next. You guys know him. He's been on the show once or twice before. But let's take a quick break and we'll be right back on Nashville Film Radio.
Yeah. Wall and Eric Bannis, he was in Munich. Did you see him in Munich?
Oh,
He's into heavy stuff,
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Ricky Gervais can do drama because if you saw extras and some of the stuff, he can do really good drama, but he's so over the top.
Yeah. Listening to WRFNLP Pasco, Tennessee, Radio Free Nashville 107.1 FM.
You do that well. You could do radio probably.
Cool. So we got some Matt Damon news.
Yeah, what's up with Alexander Payne?
TJ Cates is a man of many angles. I like that because we've got a camera right here.
I know, he's documenting everything.
Angles all over the place.
I just want to prove that you're good to me.
And he's the electrifying man behind Nashville Entertainment Weekly. He joins us in studio once again. Welcome, TJ, and you've got a friend with you, too.
I have a little friend from Australia. His name is Kane Harrison.
Kane,
what's going on?
And he is setting the city on fire. Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought him in today.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot to do with what I do at Nashville Entertainment Weekly.
Cool. Well, we're glad you came out. Dude, you're everywhere, man.
Yeah.
I mean, every time
Yesterday was so busy, man.
I know. Every time I check, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're out of town, you're doing your show, Nashville Entertainment Weekly. You're interviewing somebody. Last night you interviewed Cody Allen at the CMAs.
That was backwards and funny.
Yeah, and then before that, you spent the day at the auditions for America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
You were just here a few weeks ago taping our show for some of our guests. When do you sleep? I mean, literally,
I sleep like
everywhere.
8 hours a day. It's never the same 8 hours.
I'm not kidding. Every time I turn around.
Last night, 4 in the morning till noon today, I get 8 hours of so helping. So I never know when my 8 hours is coming, but I take it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's crazy. Every time I turn around, you're doing another project. I see you on, like I say, Facebook or Twitter. And last night at the CMAs, you do the interview, the TV radio personality, Cody Allen. So tell us, what was going on last night at the CMAs? What all were you doing there?
All right, here's the thing. I had tickets. I could have gone to the CMAs, but everybody can go to the CMA and sit in chairs.
So you stayed outside.
I want to stay outside and see what's going on out there. And Kane, my producer, he laughs about it because he jokes, I'm walking down Broadway with my case and I have my camera guy, and we want to see who we run into. We ran into Darius Rucker, we ran into Cody, and Cody just came off the red carpet and interviewed all these incredible artists. So we're sitting there talking, it's like, I want to interview you. And he's like, really? Me? And it's like, yeah, because I want to talk to you. You usually talk. It's some really good stories. And what we talked about was Garth Brooks got out of his truck with Trisha, and they walk out on the red carpet, and he wants to go over and greet the Marines. He takes his hat off, man. It was so respectful. And he did that. And we showed Tim, and Tim and Faith and all these people. I like the behind the scenes stuff of Nashville.
Yeah.
Everybody can watch it on television, but you know as well as I do, when you live here, you see things that nobody else sees.
Yeah, hey, speaking of having tickets, can anybody get tickets to CMA, or do you have to be connected, or how do you get tickets anyway?
It's open to the public.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
What are they, do you know
it's not a private club.
Do you know what they charge? What do the tickets go for?
I have never bought a ticket.
Yeah.
No.
But you're connected, dude.
Yeah, he's got the connection.
But I still, where I like to go is they'll hang out at the Hilton. And we hung out there, and I've done it the past 2 or 3 years. And a lot of the artists will come back and through there. They don't want to hang out at the arena. They'll walk over and they'll come over and get a drink and sit around and lounge. And they'll go back over, and that's where you go. You hang out at the Hilton. Or I was at the Palm last night about 11:30. Hot Nikki, she said hi.
Hot Nikki needs to get her booty over here.
Nikki
We're trying to get her on the show.
So we talked about America's Got Talent. What'd you do there? What was that like?
I actually got picked up as a kind of a producer through my production company. I worked with Amy out of America's Got Talent out of LA. They actually had the lead, which was Matt Franco. He was here last week. We interviewed him. He flew up to New York with Amy, and they had a new producer, a big producer that came in from LA, and they had thousands of people yesterday. I just did my thing. I just floated around out there, had our camera, picked up about 20 or 30 interviews of people that were going. We had harpists, we had a rodeo clown, there was no mimes, but there were some singers, and there's just, they don't really care about the singers as much, but they do want them, but they just wanted the most creative people throughout.
You didn't get to talk to Stern, did you?
Yeah, they didn't bring those people in.
Yeah.
So what hours were you at America's Got Talent?
11 till about 5.
And then you were then you jumped immediately right down the street.
The cool thing about it was next door.
No way.
I love free pizza. Papa John's was set up outside.
Who doesn't
on DeMundrian, and we went out there and got some pizza. It's like, well, there's a red carpet. They switched it around this year. So we grab our cameras after we get finished with America's Got Talent. Probably around 6 or so we left. And then we started picking up red carpet, and then we went over to the Hilton, and then that's when we started kind of commingling.
What did you do after the show's over? Is that when everybody shows up?
We went to the rooftop at Tootsie's. We went to
Tootsie's. Darius
Rucker went and took the free stage. He was at Legends, which is cool because everybody surrounds the glass. And then we went to the 3rd story of Tootsie's and kind of eyeballed everything. We noticed a crowd over by the Palm. So
Are you gonna
There was
do-
a lot of people from the Nashville series hanging out at the Palm last night.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Are you going to do any coverage of the Tootsie's celebration? It's coming up.
Are they having the 1 year anniversary?
Yeah, I know it's not 1 year.
I
I
want
don't
to
know
cover
what
the
it
1 year
is.
anniversary of Memna. Well,
What?
what?
What are you dropping bombs on
I
us?
almost told you a secret. Okay.
Uh oh. What secret? Do we know?
What? We don't know. You
I already
Next
said
week.
before you got here that this is the 1 year anniversary. Is that what you're going to drop? Or you got something
Yeah,
else?
no, that was it. That was it.
All right, we'll drop
Okay.
it for us. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy 1 year anniversary.
Thank you.
Kane prepared a song for us.
All right.
Right. Hardly.
What he does is really good because my show, we have 1 million reach group through news feeds. And we're doing total social media, which is really good, getting away from network.
Sure.
A lot of people in their demographics, I guess 20 to 35, don't get Comcast, they don't get Xfinity. They do everything through streaming. So what he has come up with is an incredible thing, and he hired me as a producer, or not as a producer, as a show host about a year ago. Tell them what you do at Talkopolis, because it's
Sure.
really good.
I mean, I've had a big background in music and film, and been in LA and done all this stuff, and call Nashville home now, obviously from Australia. But I've seen, people fight and struggle to make their way, whether it's on, most people want network TV, most people want, the network syndicated radio shows, but there's this brand new thing called social media, right? And as you said before, you've seen his face all over social media, and secretly we've had a really big part to do with that. We aggregate social media reach groups geographically focused around Middle Tennessee, and then we create shows and place them right in those news feeds. So
Yeah.
a lot of people at home or wherever will be listening will know I Love Nashville, Nashville.com, I Love Franklin, all these pages which a lot of people have liked, we actually have, and we put show content into those pages that is locally focused for locals. So people like TJ, who one of the hardest workers in town, absolutely love having him on board, go to these local events and give local people access to what's going on in their hometowns. They don't have to tune into ABC, they don't have to listen to Sirius XM, they can just simply watch it in their news feed. So they have a proximity and an immediacy as to what's going on in town. I mean, TJ will give us stuff. I know he says he went to sleep at 4 o'clock yesterday, but I know for a fact he didn't, because he's also producing a show for us with Brad Hopkins, ex-NFL player.
Yeah.
We do a show called Players Prep, which focuses on high school football, which TJ is a part of producing. He was editing that at 4 o'clock in the morning because I had it at 7:30 to put it up
It's a
this
good show,
morning.
though.
So
It's a good show.
there's so much going on, and we're just so thankful to give, the world isn't recognizing Nashville as an entertainment hub quite yet. Sure, it's music, and sure, Nashville's in town, but what about all these filmmakers? I mean, there's so many independent filmmakers in this town who are fantastic, who need a platform. TJ wants to make films, but he's working his way towards that, and so we're giving him a platform.
He can't make films. He's doing interviews all day long.
No, he's
He
still
doesn't
making
sleep.
films. Trust me.
No, that's what I was going to ask you. What last time you were here, you were getting ready for your next film. Tell us, fill us in on that.
Aces. Southern Aces. I don't remember if I explained it last time. And what it just involves is a man up in New York or Chicago. It doesn't really matter at this point. The FBI picks him up. We start showing him video. We've been getting all this footage on you for years and years. So what we're going to do is we're going to either put you in jail for 30 years and your family's going to lose everything, or you wear a wire and you go in. The mafia man goes into the head boss. I'm wearing a wire. He writes it down on a piece of paper. He pulls out a gun, starts shooting and yelling. The FBI assumes he got killed. The mafia has their own witness protection. The only thing is they land them all in Nashville. What they do is they realize all this Taylor Swift, Tim McGraw money that's being hundreds of millions of dollars, which is legal, a lot like whenever they founded Las Vegas years ago. It was legalized gambling. This is legalized to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. So we just go in and we start going in and taking over the record labels, taking over all these artist development companies. And it gets lots of people will die.
Do we have a start date yet?
We're going to have auditions the end of November. We should shoot our sizzle trailer sometime in December and have it ready by Christmas. Merry Christmas.
How are we funding it? Do you know?
No, we're going to self-fund it, and then we have some investors that are looking at it. So I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited about it. So it's definitely happening. So I would say production would begin January, February, something like that. By spring, I'd love to show something at the film festival.
Do you have a website or anywhere that people can contact you if they're trying to get some work?
I've had so many websites in my life, and that's something I've learned from Kane, is it's all about social media now anymore. To get somebody to type in a website anymore, it's a lot of work. But if you put everything, just like our shows, everything's right there, click. People are getting lazy. They want something short, want something sweet, and then they want to just hit a click, so they can hit the click.
It's happened so fast. We're about to do deals with 48 Hour Film Festival to put short films in the social media newsfeed.
That's
I mean, it's the place to watch it, right? You're in
Yeah.
the Kroger newsfeed, you're in the bus store. Just watch a 10-minute short film. I mean, it's the perfect place. But one thing I wanted to say was, this man sitting right next to me, TJ, had the opportunity to make a bunch of cash with a little company called TMZ with his camera around town.
Yeah, we
and he
heard
turned
about
it down.
Oh, I know.
Man,
He told us all about it last time.
Right. So when he comes up and sticks a camera in someone's face in town, I just want to say he's doing it for exactly the right reason.
Exactly.
Because he's trying to
He's a
showcase
nice
it.
guy. He's doing a good
With permission.
I
job.
wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay.
He's definitely got a head
Well,
for
that's
radio.
true. We don't hang out at 4 in the morning with him in the editing table. See how he really is.
Well, Kane, if you could shoot us to a couple places, these social media places you're talking about, you said the Franklin.
Absolutely. I mean, most people in town have liked I Love Franklin,
Sure.
Nashville.com, I Love Nashville, all those types of pages, geographically focused, right across Middle Tennessee, from Bowling Green to Huntsville to Chattanooga. If you have an I Love page, we have it, and you can find TJ's content on there,
Sure.
and a bunch more content that's
So
relevant
subscribe,
to
like to it,
All
make
you
sure
have
it's
to
in
do
your
is like.
feed.
So how did
Yeah.
Kane, how did you and TJ get hooked up then?
Actually, on Craigslist when I first moved to town, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Craigslist.
Well, we didn't meet on eHarmony, so
The
Craigslist
foot
is there.
fetish, I think it was. Australian
But
foot
they had
fetish.
a studio producer job, and I went in and I talked to them, and we realized that we all kind of were on the same page, and they said, I think you could host some shows. So he taught me a lot about hosting the show. Main thing he taught me was just relax. Don't try to be a newscaster, just relax, and that's what we do. And then I host a show called Emerging Artists, and we talked about that last time, and we go in once a month and we host for people that should be on top. And I'm really excited about this short film thing, because I think that's why I wanted him to come, because it's going to play in perfectly with the people that you're promoting.
Yeah.
Because you've been in short films and you've sent them to me, and it's really funny. So what do people
Yeah,
watch
it's the
those?
trick
It's
is
the
getting
biggest
people to
thing.
see your stuff. That's
Yeah.
the whole
The
trick.
54-hour film festival, local
Yeah.
guys in
Absolutely.
town have tried their hardest to do everything, but as I said to them when I met, I was interested, what happens to these films? These people bust their ass for 54 hours, put everything into it, but then what? And they're like, well, we put them on a YouTube channel. And I said, but then how do people go and watch that? I mean, YouTube's like, there's how many videos? So let's try and get some of that content and put it in front, so that perhaps, you know, the 48-hour film festival with Robert Swope, who we're kind of negotiating some stuff with now, and same with the 54-hour film festival. But I guess the thing is, the cream rises to the top, and so
Sure.
we're trying to work out a way where we can have, you know, the cream perhaps, and we can showcase them. But I think the way that the social media is moving, short films will become a really powerful media.
Well, what if you're not in? If we have a film, let's say somebody that's listening has a short film. It's not a 48. It's not. It's just
Sure.
an independent film. Because
Yeah.
there's a ton of those in town. What do they need to do if they want to get in touch with you?
Well,
Maybe get it on there. You
They
know?
can absolutely contact info@talkopolis, which is TALKAPOLIS.com.
TJ, if you send me a link, I'll put that on there tomorrow.
We
okay?
would love to. I mean, I'm not promising we're going to show everything, obviously.
Oh well,
but
then
we
no, you
definitely-
leave now.
But of course, I mean, that's the thing. I would love to set the challenge. You've got, 10, 12 minutes to tell a story and tell it
Yeah.
the best possible way that you can. And we will put that out in front of these 500,000 people, I guarantee we'll do.
I would like to tie it in to do with these campaigns where filmmakers are going in to raise money. You know, they have a little bit of money to get like another 2 or 3 minutes going to give them an idea. I would like to use the format that you're talking about also to do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the fundraising, for
Right,
running all
exactly.
these things.
Kickstarter and
Yeah,
all sorts of
Kickstarters.
stuff.
I would like to see them,
Kickstarter, use the
instead of
social
just
media.
sharing it on there and
Yeah.
asking for
It's
money.
both ways.
So you never know in this town, dude. There's deep pockets in Nashville.
The
You
trick is
never
finding
know.
the pocket. That's
So
the
we
thing.
can find the
Well,
pockets
making the most
easier.
noise,
Yeah.
right? Get in front of the most eyes, and
Right.
that's the thing. And I think that that's the way that anyone in the creative realm now has to think, is outside the square, and it can't just be. So many people, so many filmmakers, so many musicians I see so creative that make this brilliant product and then go, I kind of don't know what to do with
Yeah.
it. You can't do that now. You need to find the distribution first and work backwards from there. So
Tell them real quick in 60 seconds, maybe a minute and a half. Tell them who you just worked with this summer with your other company that you.
Sure. Well, I'm a musician and everything else. So we just worked with the Baldwins. We did a film with Daniel Baldwin, Lou Diamond Phillips, and William Baldwin. It was a fantastic experience. They filmed in San Antonio. We won a bunch of awards, Manhattan Film Festival, all over the place. We'll be at the Nashville Film Festival, which will be fun.
Great.
But it was, point being, great experience, great exposure, But that's still not the future. I promise you that's not the future. I sit on both sides of the fence here. You have to go and get $100 million to try and get $100 million back on that same film. So why not be creative? Let's get back to content will always be the king. Yeah. Whether it's a great song, whether it's a great script, it will always be king. You can't go with glitz and glamour. You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars to make a really great film. You need a really great script and a really great story.
Because the story's got to be everything. Right. It's like a song. It's got to be the song. It's got to be
the
written word
first.
first.
It's exactly right. So start there and start practicing about telling that in the shortest possible time. 10, 15 minutes. That's going to cost you what? $5,000 to make. Some friends on the weekend. Kick it around. Have some fun. Try and get it on a distribution platform like ours. Make your mark.
Hey, you know what? We'd love to have you guys for an hour, but we're gonna have to bring Kane back with TJ so we can do this another time. Okay?
We should do a longer.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks
if
for
I knew
having
the song, we would sing that happy anniversary song.
Please don't.